It's Dean Legge and Matt DeBary here. We are closing in, Matt, 72 hours, I think it is, until signing day on Wednesday. I wanted to make a few phone calls tonight. And people are going to have to go to dawgpost.com. We've got What We Were Hearing going up before midnight on Sunday night, which will get you through for a while. Maybe one of the better updates of the recruiting cycle. People genuinely, though, Matt, don't know what's happening with Trey Sanders and Nakobe Dean. But there was some news tonight for another prospect who's going to pick between Miami and Georgia. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, elite defensive back Tyrique Stevenson, one of my favorite players in this class. I think he's been on Georgia's board, towards the top of their board for a long, long time now. And if you're on Dawg Post, this is kind of what I've been reporting for a long time now. Miami and Georgia. Georgia's been a team high on his list since the very beginning. He's from the Miami area. So he's got a lot of, kind of ties to maybe stay close to home with the family down there. Former Florida commit, took an official visit to Florida this past weekend, I believe. And, a lot of people thought the Gators might be involved here last minute. But as we've kind of been reporting, he made it official today. It's between Miami and Georgia. And this is a big-time prospect that Georgia really needs in this class, especially if they want to get number one ranking at the very end of it.
Okay, so a few things to sort of break down there. First of all, wasn't he supposed to go on NBC on January 5th?
Yes, that's what we were told. I think he even put a tweet out there not too long ago saying that's when he was going to do it. Same time, Jaden Hazelwood is going, and that's usually a big deal, especially before this early signing period. A lot of guys would make their announcement, at some point during that game, and we thought, and I know I thought, that's when he was going to do it, and maybe that was the original plan. But today he came out and said it would be on the 19th, so Georgia will get possibly some good news there, along with the two that we've been talking about.
Do you expect? I mean, what do you expect there, Matt?
I've been saying Georgia for a long time. I know he's got the Miami ties close to home. A lot of people think he might stay close to home. I've been saying Georgia for a while. I'm going to stick with that. Obviously, this Georgia staff has done a great job recruiting South Florida the last couple of years, especially last year, and getting defensive backs out of South Florida. Obviously, Tyson Campbell last year, Nadab Joseph, who isn't on the team right now, but a guy they got to sign, and then Devod Wilson. So they've done a really good job at South Florida. Assistant coach James Coley's done a great job down there. And, they could do it again this year. He is a big, big time target for Georgia and a guy that they've been working on for a long time. Took his official visit to Georgia in November when they hosted Auburn. Lots of big time prospects were there. Everyone said the visit went great. He had a great time. And I'm going to stick with my prediction with Georgia for the high four-star cornerback, Tyrique Stevenson.
You've talked about him for some time. I know even back in now you need to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I remember, oh man, maybe was it February and March? This maybe something like this time last year, where you felt like Stevenson could go to Georgia the entire time. Why do you think he picked the Gators for a little bit there?
I know they were on him really early, and again, I think he's got a lot of people around him that want him to stay close to home. I think Florida made him a top priority early on, as they should. He's a really good player, but so did Georgia too. And like a lot of these kids early in the process, they get excited, they pull the trigger on a very early commitment, and then as they get older and other schools start coming in with new coaches and this and that, they decide to open things up. So you see it a lot when kids commit to a school early in the process. They tend to maybe take a step back and open things up down the road, and I think that's just what happened there. But apparently Florida is out of it. Once he was committed there, took an official visit there, and it's just not for him apparently. So he came out and said Miami and Georgia, just like we've been reporting for quite a long time now.
I think the audience needs to understand a few things about this time of year. First of all, the best place to go for real time updates are straight to Dawg Post, dawgpost.com. The link below, I'm going to eventually put the What We Were Hearing up. That's a premium article that people can read. Subscribers at Dawg Post, of which there have been quite a few lately, and I appreciate all of them. Um, we appreciate all of them. I don't want to just speak for myself here. Uh, the big thing is once you get this on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, the problem becomes that 8 hours later there could be a different piece of information. It might not be different than what we're talking about right now. It might just be more context. I do have updates tonight. It's Sunday at 10 o'clock when we're recording this. I do have updates tonight about the two guys that Georgia is most interested in. But I will send that, which is Nakobe Dean and Trey Sanders. I'll say this though, Matt, and I'm not shy about saying this. I do think that generally speaking, the recruiting community that covers Georgia is not. I mean, this is befuddling people in a way that I've not seen happen before. I think there is genuine confusion about what's going on, and the duo on this presentation is not I mean, that's not exclusive to everybody but us. I mean, we're confused too.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a little more difficult than it has been in years past. And, even last year, there was a lot of guys that were making their announcement, on signing day. And this year, it's kind of just those two. And I guess you can throw in Tyrique Stevenson now. So it's a
Right.
smaller group. But boy, it's been tough trying to put the pieces together and really figure out how this is going to go down.
Go to Dawg Post, dawgpost.com for more information. Matt, we'll talk tomorrow night after Kirby Smart and company have their first availability with the media for the Sugar Bowl, and maybe there will be some more information trickling in. Sunday nights, you should start to know when you're out of it with kids,
Right,
and
right.
I think Florida now knows they're out of it with Tyrique. I wonder if they think they're out of it with Sanders.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, he's coming off an official visit.
Right.
So usually, there's a lot of smoke and rumors after those type of visits. But we'll see what happens with Sanders. He's got some family ties to Florida, former Alabama commitment, but Georgia's been recruiting him for a long time now, especially before John Emery jumped on board. I mean, Trey Sanders was in Athens for G Day, and we've got pictures of him just
Oh yeah.
looking up in the crowd and just being amazed at all the Georgia fans that were there. So I know he had a great time there, and things kind of took a step back once John Emery got on board. But when he kind of decommitted and went to LSU, that freed up another spot, and Georgia went all in on Trey Sanders. Got him to take an official visit 2 weekends ago. Apparently, it went great. So, still hearing a lot of Alabama there. Still hearing some Florida, but I mean, Georgia appeared to have a lot of momentum. Maybe they still do. I think more information will trickle out, like you said, tomorrow. But it's going to be close. And right now, I have no idea what the kid's thinking. But
Well, I don't know who knows, but I do know
yeah,
this that we've got an update on both guys. It will be a little bit more information. See, Matt and I haven't even talked yet. We're recording this right now without me talking to him. So
right.
Matt will hear what I have to say after we conclude this. So go to Dawg Post, dawgpost.com. For Matt DeBary, this is Dean Legge. Thank you for joining us, and stick with us on signing day at Dawg Post.